Niche fragrance DNAs for cheap. Let's talk about it.
Here's some codes to save you some cash on your next Middle Eastern niche or designer fragrances.
What's going on, guys? My name is Neve. Welcome back to AROMATIX. Today we're going to be talking about my latest fragrance haul from KOKONUT, the brand that I discovered, I believe it was about a year and a half ago, with one of their first fragrances that I got in my collection, which was Shiaka Blue and Shiaka Red for Men. One of the best inspired buys of Reflection Man. Actually, the best on the market today, Reflection Man. Another one was that Shiaka Blue. I think it's fantastic. Every man should have it in their collection for under 35 bucks. It's like this sweeter version of Bleu de Chanel. Imagine Invictus Aqua blended with Bleu de Chanel, basically. So today we're going to be talking about 3 newer fragrances. I saw these back in October when I was in Dubai in a beauty convention, and I had to have them. So we're going to be talking about King, we're going to be talking about Royal, and Bold. Not only because of the fact that I had to have them, but I wanted to bring a review and let you guys know what I thought about all of these fragrances. One of these I'm most excited for, and we'll get to it when it's time. Actually, let's just go ahead and start with that one. It's this one right here. This is a part of the Le Prestige collection. That's what they're called, and they come in this very nice heavy box, and the box kind of looks like it opens up backwards. So the top opens up, and on the inside you have like this felt lining where the fragrance in itself rests inside the box and you pull it out. So nice box presentation, pretty heavy, and the fragrance bottle itself has like this squared, but almost like it's overweight. It's kind of bulging out on the sides. The cap in itself has K, the KOKONUT emblem that's on the top here as well. It's a plastic cap, but it does snap on a place. I wouldn't recommend carrying it by the cap in itself. Atomizer on this thing is pretty good as well. Gets the job done. And what this fragrance reminds me of is Hibiscus Mahajad by Mason Crivelli. Except it's not going to be as in your face. There are some slight differences to this one in comparison to the original, which I do own as well, and I love. But that one can be extremely strong. I mean, 3 sprays of Hibiscus Mahajad, it's going to be there for the entire week. I'm not even exaggerating. It's this super raunchy, patchouli, earthy, rose-based fragrance that I find to be very, very unisex. Except let's take a look at some of the notes and the differences between this and Hibiscus Mahajad. There are some spearmint black currant, there's some rose, there's some Turkish rose as well, there's cinnamon, water lily, and in the base we've got leather, benzoin, resinoid, amber, and vanilla. So the main accords that I get with this fragrance is going to be the patchouli, the cinnamon, the raunchy cinnamon and rose combination as well. Maybe some ambroxan vibes in here as well that really packs a punch with this fragrance, but it's not as dosed up as in the original. The original one, the vanilla starts to creep in within about hour 1, I would say hour 1.5. This one, the vanilla is evident right from the top. The vanilla is some of that musk, etc. It does have a little bit of a freshness from those citruses at the top as well, but like I was saying, this is a more tame version of Hibiscus Mahajad because of the fact that the vanilla starts off relatively early. Vanilla and musk is right from the top, along with some of that sandalwood, I would assume. It just gets creamier, muskier, more vanillic from the top to the dry down. A bit more of a censored, if you will, version of Hibiscus Mahajad, and honestly a bit more wearable too because of that. So gentlemen, if you're looking for Hibiscus Mahajad, this is going to be a little bit more of a unisex version along that fragrance as well. The reason I say that is because the opening of Hibiscus Mahajad is very rose-centric. The entire fragrance, even the inspired by, is rose-centric. But with the original one, you get this super punchy, earthy patchouli cinnamon combination along with that rose. This one, however, doses it down, or maybe just blankets it by that vanilla and the musk. And for that reason, I think that this is going to be a lot more unisex. So all things considered, this is an excellent fragrance around Hibiscus Mahajad. It does kind of blanket some of those spices, etc. Some might argue that those spices make that rose a bit more masculine in the opening. This one refines it, adds that blanket of musk and vanilla. More unisex, in my opinion, would be this one right here. Le Prestige, Royal, and a bit more wearable, if I'm being honest. I love Hibiscus Mahajad. Like I said, 3 sprays last all week. This is an excellent twist. I would call this one a twist on Hibiscus Mahajad. And that stuff smells expensive, so does this one. Niche quality fragrance right here. I would not expect that you paid under like 150 for this fragrance. Le Prestige Royal smells excellent. Next one we're going to be talking about is called Le Prestige King. And Le Prestige King has the same presentation except for the coloration difference, of course. And this reminds me of basically this leather saffron combination of fragrances, similar to Métaire's Saffron, I believe it is, except this one's a bit different. There isn't any note breakdown of saffron in this fragrance, but it's 100%, 1,000,000% there. Right from the beginning, I get this combination of saffron, labdanum, leather, and I don't really detect any type of sweetness, but I do get a woody type of base as well. So the official notes for this include bergamot, elemi, green notes, and then there's geranium, leather, and in the base, there's orris and patchouli. Long story short, this smells like a leather saffron combination with that patchouli dry down. I was expecting something of sandalwood, but patchouli and the orris combination does draw more of like this rooty, creamy type of patchouli nuance, giving the nuance of sandalwood. So simple as that. This is a relatively simpler type of DNA, but it smells extremely expensive. Saffron leather combination, one of the better ones. It puts me in the same vibe of territory of fragrances like Safari Extreme by Abdul Samad Al Qurashi, but no white florals or those fruity nuances at all. I'm just referencing to specifically the leather and saffron combination and how it smells in this one. By no means is this a clone or anything near Safari Extreme. They're quite different, just that exact combination of the leather and saffron, which is only a small segment of what Safari Extreme is. So next fragrance we're gonna be talking about is going to be Bold. Bold actually smells really good. Same presentation, just different color. And this one smells really good. It reminds me of a couple of fragrances for summertime that people love a lot, including Herba Pura, Kirke, but it has a little bit of its own twist. A bit more of this tame musk vanilla nature, kind of similar to how Royal was doing to the Hibiscus Mahajad. And I really appreciate that in this one. It takes away any of that screech synthetic vibe that you might get with something like Herba Pura. Notes of this fragrance include ginger, bergamot, herbaceous accords. There's rose, violet, jasmine, patchouli, vetiver, and cedarwood. This smells like a fruity fruit basket fragrance, okay? So it reminds me a lot of Herba Pura. It reminds me a lot of Kirke. It's almost as if you combined both of those fragrances. It takes the musky, tame nature of something like Kirke, also takes those fruity qualities and traits of Herba Pura and balances it both out, or blends both of them. So a bit more of a unisex fragrance. I would much rather wear something like this, and we're talking about the cheapie, than Herba Pura. Herba Pura doesn't smell bad. It's just screechy in the opening. It's much more feminine. Kirke is much better, in my opinion, for a man that wants to wear it. But even then, I'm kind of like, do I really want to do that? So I end up going for something like Solid Black by Arabian Oud, which basically takes those DNAs, adds some vanillas, etc. And that's kind of close to what this is doing. This smells to me like Solid Black by Arabian Oud, but I doubt that it's a clone of that. So more so of a twist. I really appreciate fragrance houses that do twists more than clones. And that's what this one is going to be. This is a twist on the whole Herba Pura, Kirke, you know, fruit basket vibe fragrance. If that's what you're into, this is an excellent one. I don't think anybody's going to be disappointed with this one. Imagine those fragrances much more well-rounded, coming from a brand that's selling for less than like 50 bucks or 55 bucks. That says a lot. High quality fragrance right from the atomizer, virtually no alcohol. These guys are coming a long way, and I'm all for it. I'm all for saving money. I don't know about the whole cloning situation, but regardless of the fact, I love the twists. The twists, sometimes they make a DNA, take a DNA, and give you a different perspective of the entirety. I'm not saying that I don't enjoy some of the originals. I love the originals as well. And sometimes none of these scratch the itch, but when they do, I'm on here and I'm talking about them, and especially when they're twists like this. Hibiscus Mahajad, a little bit more wearable. It's called Royal. Hibiscus Mahajad is still a fantastic fragrance. Bold takes that Herba Pura, you know, fruit basket type of fragrance and makes it a bit more wearable and unisex. Loving this stuff. And this smells like a saffron leather fragrance, honestly. I don't really think that it's directly after something, but I really do appreciate all of the twists. Might not be my favorite of the lot, but still an excellent fragrance. If I had to pick one, I'd definitely go with Bold. I'm looking for something fruity and citrusy for the summertime. And right after that, Royal. Royal smells much more expensive. This smells like something I would wear to like weddings, etc. And honestly, it's very similar with Bold. Excellent fragrances from Khadlej, and that's why I wanted to share with you guys my experience on this frickin' haul. Make sure to check the links down in the description. I'll put a bunch of coupon codes and where you can find some of these fragrances if they're available at this time. While you're down there, make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button. Until the next video, peace.